videos, finds, and styles. Respect. Here, let me get this thing right. Okay. All right, we live on YouTube. Shout out and respect due to my newest subscriber, Real Eyes, Realize, Realize. And it's been a long time coming, but we back again. Really quickly, I want to do some housekeeping. Any and all disrespectful comments, if they're disrespectful to me, this is to the moderators. If the comments made are disrespectful to you or just outlandish, just block. We just block over here. Ain't no timeouts, none of that. We talk about serious things over here, and we don't want to disrupt the flow of the conversation by people coming in and talking dumb. But the title of this presentation will be called I Am Tuskegee. My name is Derek C. Williams, and I'm just one man in the comment section on YouTube. Again, we're back on the scene after 4.5 years because YouTube took away my main channel, which is what you're watching now. It took that away in April of 2021 because I was talking about the man-made offensive biological weapon known as the coronavirus vaccine and the progenitor of it all, the man-made offensive biological weapon, the coronavirus itself that was in fact created in the Wuhan Institute of Technology. All right. Of virology. The Wuhan Institute of Virology. And I also had a channel taken away because I was talking about the San Francisco Gay Male Choir. And they had a parody song that said, "We will convert your children." Convert my daughter into what? One of y'all? I think not. But we're about 2 minutes into this live presentation. Again, my name is Derek C. Williams, and I'm just one man in the comment section on YouTube. The title of this presentation, as I said, it will be called I Am Tuskegee. First off, none of my moderators that are supposed to be here have entered the chat as of yet. Let me check here. Chat. Okay. All right. Well, at any rate, I did put all the links of the stories that I'm going to talk about in the live presentation for you all to see yourself. Now, this thing is kind of throwing me because the chat is not moving. So I see that it's 18 people here, but I do not. Okay, it's rolling now. JP, how do I donate? Okay. Well, JP, I'm not, I have my subscribers, but my channel was taken. So everything with regards to AdSense and being monetized and stuff like that, I don't have that capability just yet. But thank you anyway. It's the thought that count. Barish Official. Respect. How you? Yeah. But again, as I was saying, my name is Derek Williams, and the title of this presentation is called I Am Tuskegee. Ronnie Coleman. Okay. All right. And again, to all the moderators who come in, any and all disrespectful comments are to be just straight blocked. Just don't time them out. They are to be taken out of here. All right. I can put your Cash App. Okay. Well, it's Derek's Ms. Yo-Yo, thank you. It's Cash App / Derek C. Williams.com, something like that. But it's Derek C. Williams lowercase. Thank you. All right. Barish Official. I'm originally from Greenville, Mississippi, but I live here in Philadelphia. All right. So wherever y'all coming from. Oh, hold up. The amazing Maisie. Miss Yo-Yo, I want you to take the amazing Maisie and put her link in the stream and type out the amazing Maisie so that I know it's her. Long time. Yeah, but just a quick synopsis. Again, after 4.5 years, I'm back on YouTube because my channel was taken for talking about the coronavirus vaccine. Well, you left out one R, Miss Yo-Yo. Thank you, but it's DERRICK. I want y'all to get vaccinated, but let me go on and get it rocking. Let me see. Have you ever tried being in? Have I ever? No. But don't worry, you're out of here. So you bathe in it, Mr. Alex. And I hope your mama took that coronavirus vaccine. Okay, I said it because I can. All right. But at any rate, let me go and get it going. Um, as I said, the title of this presentation was called "I Am Tuskegee," because as you know, back in from like the 1940s to the early 1970s, there were the experiments done down in Alabama of black men and women, and they gave them syphilis with no treatment, and they studied the effects of this for over 40 years. Well, they did the same thing in Guatemala. All right. And here's that title right here. Here's the article for that story right here. I got the links in the description if you want to read it for yourself. All right. The United States apologizes for syphilis experiment in Guatemala. The United States apologized. This is under Obama, mind you. The United States apologized on Friday for an experiment conducted in the 1940s in which the United States government deliberately infected Guatemalan prison inmates, women, and mental patients with syphilis. Although the happenings occurred over 64 years ago, the country of Guatemala stated that they are outraged that such reprehensible research could have been occurred under public health, and that the United States eventually said that they deeply regret that they did what they did. All right. Guatemala has also wanted compensation for said experiment. Again, they went from 19 for a 2-year study, and they gave people, the prisoners in Guatemala, syphilis, just like they did here. Black Spring with Autumn. If you could put that link in the stream for me, it would greatly be appreciated. XR123. No, there are no conspiracy theories on this channel. This is only stuff I can prove and show you through articles. Now, if you want to do the research or not into it, that's up to you. Shout out and respect due to Angela M. But again, Black Spring with Autumn, I want you to put the link in the stream for the syphilis study done in Guatemala, and Obama and the United States government had to, this was in 2010, this happened. So Obama and them, the United States government, had to apologize for the syphilis experiments done to Guatemalan prisoners, crazy people, and women. So we're going to move on here. Let's see. Angela M., welcome to the stream. Salute. Yeah, Black Spring with Autumn. Again, I want you to put the Amazing Maisie's link in the stream for me, all right? And this thing here is not moving, so hopefully y'all still typing or whatever, but we're going to move on. In 1989, I was in the United States Navy, so I didn't even hear about this thing, but apparently in Los Angeles, there was a study done there, and the parents of the children that were experimented on was not given informed consent. And here's the article for that right here. So I'm gonna read it, and I kind of roll fast. So this is from the Los Angeles Times. CDC says it erred in measles study. A government-sponsored study of 2 measles vaccines beginning in 1989 during a major U.S. epidemic conducted on nearly 1,500 minority infants in Los Angeles failed to disclose to the parents that one of the vaccines was experimental. The mistake was made says David Satcher, director of the CDC. He said it shocked him. Satcher said in an interview that the CDC plans to contact all the families involved. Every little mistake like that sees concerns of the people, kind of like how people were concerned about taking the experimental coronavirus vaccine. None of the Los Angeles children, most of whom were 5, was injured by the unlicensed vaccine, the CDC said. However, several clinical trials conducted in Africa with the same vaccine raised questions over there. In light of those questions in Africa, the study in Los Angeles was halted in 1991. The officials acknowledged that the omission was serious and attributed to researchers' knowledge of lesser doses of unlicensed vaccines, known as EZ or Edmondson Zagreb. And that was the study. It was actually called the Edmondson Zagreb study. All right. And this study was also conducted by Kaiser Permanente out in California. One of the vaccines was weakened. The other one was the real thing. Worldwide, measles are a devastating disease. Global officials believe that 2.5 million people are saved through the shots, if you believe them. All right. But the form that that people in Los Angeles signed for their children to be injected, they did not say that that particular dose was experimental. And there's the rub. All right. And again, the researchers became concerned in 1990 and 1991 when studies out of Africa was saying how lethal the shot was over there when they got it. So there you have it for that story. So again, we're about 10 minutes into this live presentation. I want to thank all y'all for coming out. The title of this presentation, as I said, is called I Am Tuskegee. And I want all y'all to get vaccinated. Shout out to Angela M. Shout out to Black Spring with Autumn. And thank all the people who have came through and showing your support. Again, we back like we never left. I have another story here. Black Spring with Autumn, I want you to, okay, you did that already. Okay, Black Spring, you put in the, I think you jumped the gun. You put in the tetanus when I ain't even got to that one yet, but I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do that now. So this is this story. So they have a sterilization, a covert sterilization plot in Africa, all right? They were giving tetanus vaccines to women over there, but what they did not tell them over there is that they had this chemical called HCG in it, and it causes spontaneous abortions. Tetanus vaccine found spiked with sterilizing chemical to carry out race-based genocide against Africans. The tetanus vaccine given to millions of young women in Kenya have been confirmed by laboratories to contain the sterilization chemical that causes miscarriages. A whopping 2.3 million young girls and women are in the process of being given the vaccine via UNICEF. Doctors in Kenya sent the vaccine to scientists in South Africa for testing, all right? And what they found, they say they were all laced with HCG. HCG is a chemical developed by the World Health Organization for sterilization purposes. When injected into the body of a young woman, it causes the pregnancy to be destroyed by the body's own antibody system, resulting in a spontaneous abortion. The Kenyan government, of course, insists that the vaccines are perfectly safe. I don't know if y'all ever heard or not. Get out of here, B. I don't know if y'all ever heard it or not, but it's legend that in the West Indies and Africa, anytime the white man come through for a well check, they run to the bushes. All right, and I'm going to close out here saying, in other words, the groups that was exposed to the sterilization agenda of the vaccine never knew that it even hit them. All right, so there you have it for that story. So anywhere the black man is, for some reason, it seems like the governments around the world had this thing. I don't want to be totally all about race, but the fact of the matter is, black people in the United States government and Africans worldwide do have a long-standing history of covert sterilization practices against people of color. So that ain't racist. That ain't no conspiracy. That's just a matter of fact. And thanks to Black Spring with Autumn for putting these links in the stream for me. Thank you. So again, we're about 13 minutes into this live presentation. I know it's Saturday and y'all got stuff to do. Again, I've been gone, but I'm back like I never left. Oh yeah, Black Spring with Autumn, if you would please. I want you to put the link in the stream. Two different links. I'm gonna break protocol right quick. I want you to put the link in the stream showing what Donald Trump was awarded $24.5 million from YouTube for banning his channel. Me, I was gone longer than Trump. Where's my AdSense? And also, Black Spring, I did a short yesterday regarding a young child in Cleveland, Ohio. That child was gang raped, and I'm saying it just like that on this channel. She was gang raped by other kids. I think one of the children was 10, and the few others, one was 6 and one was 8. So I want you to put those links in the stream for people to see for themselves. A whole bunch of savagery and stuff like that we got. All right. So let me see. Yes, what this? Okay. All right. So I don't see the chat moving. I guess y'all here. Okay. But at any rate, we're about 15 minutes into this live presentation, and the title of the presentation, once again, is called I Am Tuskegee. Here, let's continue on here. Now, really quick, too, as a backstory, I did a live called I Am Tuskegee 4 years ago, but it kept dropping. That's when they started to really begin to censor content creators and things like that. So this is just a redo. So I'm going to finish up these two stories because we're getting a little bit of rain in Philadelphia. So I'm going to go and try to knock these off before I get wet. All right, so Black Spring with Autumn, really quickly, if you would, please, I want you to put the link in the stream for the father of modern gynecology. And I may not even be able to finish this live because it's starting to come down. But at any rate, thank you, Black Spring with Autumn. He'll tell you what you do because it's starting to rain right quick. I'm going to come back next week, and I'm going to finish the last two stories that I had regarding I Am Tuskegee. Next week, or week after next, I'm going to do a live entitled Brought to You by Fires. I'm just basically just showing all the money and all the corruption that is that company. If you notice, Pfizer was they were spearheading the rollout of the coronavirus vaccines and stuff like that, but now they are pivoting toward cancer vaccines because of all the cancers that are afoot. All right, Calvin William Banks. All right, salute. How you? Yeah, but really quickly, Black Spring, I want you to put those links in about Trump and one about the young lady. Again, this is the networking stream, Black Spring with Autumn and Miss Yo-Yo. I want you to put your links in the stream. Everything that you hear me say on my YouTube channel, I always try to bring the receipts. But what I'm finding a lot of times today is that even when people get the receipts, that ain't good enough. That's not good enough. That's conspiracy theory. That's clickbait, this, that, and the third. Well, okay, thank you, Black Spring, for putting that in. So I'm going to try to knock this story off, and then we're going to go and get out of here so I don't get all wet up. The father of modern gynecology, and it goes like this. Few medical doctors have been lauded or loathed as James Marion Sims. Credited as the father of modern gynecology, Sims developed pioneering tools for surgical techniques as it relates to women's reproductive health. In 1876, he was named president of the American Medical Association, and in 1880, he became president of the American Gynecological Society, an organization he helped found. But Sims' research was conducted on black women without anesthesia. All right, and let's see. History has not recorded the voices of those who were harmed by this man. Like most doctors of the 19th century, Sims had little interest in treating female patients and had no specific gynecological training. Indeed, examining and treating female organs was widely considered offensive and unsavory. But in interest of treating women changed when he was asked to help a patient who had fallen off a horse and was suffering from pelvic and back pain. To treat the woman's injury, this is what this dude did. Sims realized he had to look directly into the vagina. He positioned her on all fours like a dog, leaning her forward and then using his fingers to see inside. This discovery helped him develop the precursor for the modern speculum, and he used the bent handle of a pewter spoon. Okay? From his examination, Sims could see that the patient had vesico-vaginal fistula. With no known cure for the ailment, Sims began experimenting with surgical techniques to treat the fistulas if the patient's owners provided clothing and taxes. Sims effectively took temporary ownership of the women until treatment was completed. All right? And the techniques he used, all of them were done without anesthesia. All right, let's see. All right. And for a long time, Sims' fistula surgeries were not successful. After 30 or so operations, one woman, a 17-year-old woman named Anarka, who had a very traumatic labor and delivery, he finally perfected his method. after 4 years of experimentation. Afterwards, he began practicing on, get out of here, B. After practicing on white women, and he was using anesthesia for them, which was new to the field at that time. While some doctors didn't trust anesthesia, Sims' decision to not use it or any other technique was based on his misguided belief that black people didn't experience pain like white people. So there you have it for that story. So again, James Marion Sims, who's known as the father of gynecology, in order to treat African slaves during his time, he would put them down on their hands and knees like animals and look directly into the vagina. And in so doing, he inserted his fingers inside a woman's vagina. And he was digging into women's vaginal orifices with a spoon. And this is the origin of the speculums. William Calvin Banks Williams, do you go to church? No, I do not. I am what you consider an agnostic. I recognize that there is a power bigger than man. Now, what that power is, that's up to you. That's up to you for what you believe. All right? So, I consider myself agnostic. I'll give you a quick quote. The legal scholar from the 1920s, Clarence Darrow, famously said, I do not consider it an insult, but rather a compliment to be called an agnostic. An agnostic professes to not know what many ignorant men are sure. That's all an agnostic is. So that's what you could call me. All right? Black Spring with Autumn says, great t-shirt, thank you. All right, I try. Calvin Williams, do you have a wife? No, but I do my thing, trust and believe. I'm not married. I'm 58 years old. I'm not married. I'm going to show you how to do a video right quick while we have a little rain. No, I do not have a wife, but I do my thing. Trust and believe. I get mine. All right? So I don't exercise and do pull-ups and push-ups for play. Not only do you want to stay dangerous, you want to have a lot of stamina. All right? So maybe you have a wife. But at any rate, I want to thank all y'all for coming out. Again, we starting to get a little rain here in Philadelphia. So, and obviously the phone is getting wet and we don't want to have any malfunctions with this. But next time, when I go live next week, I'm going to go probably from a restaurant, get me a little booth, and that way all of you who come in into the stream, we can have a more intimate setting without inclement conditions. So again, I want to thank all y'all for coming out. Black Spring with Autumn, as always, thank you for holding me down. Yeah, you got to get vaccinated. I'm going to put a I think I did an interview with Children's Health Defense year before last, and I talked about the fact that at a place that I worked previous, they was actually experimenting on whether they want to let people live or die. I'm going to share that story via that video that I did with Children's Health Defense. Calvin Williams Banks, man, you asked a lot of personal questions, man. Okay, I see you one of them. All right, well, yeah, I have family, all right? But at any rate, Miss Yo-Yo, I want to thank you, the amazing Maisie, Angela M., even Calvin Banks Williams. I want you to I want to thank you all for coming in. All engagement is good engagement as far as I'm concerned. So again, this is Derek C. Williams. I want to thank all y'all for coming out. I want you to have a great rest of your weekend and even a better week forthcoming. All right? Y'all take care. Salute.